going to begin by bringing up a few new points supporting our position that federal funding should be increased for manned space exploration. Then I'm going to go on to further explain the ways that this could happen, specifically the idea of privatization, and then as time permits, I'll be refuting the points that my opponents brought up. First, I'd like to start out with the economic benefits that come from the manned space program. Now, according to Paul Barrett, a NASA employee, what ending the space shuttle program really did is it's making a really terrible economic situation a lot worse. Well, what does he mean by this? It's best explained by Mark Nassy, who works for NASA's largest shuttle contractor. He states, for every job that's created by the space program, there are jobs that are affected by that. If I lose my job, I'm not buying cars, I'm not using the doctor, I'm not going to restaurants. Obviously, there's a trickle effect into our economy, so there's a loss of jobs as a result. Now, in Florida alone, according to Voices of America article, U.S. Space Shuttle Program near end of its voyage, estimates that about 23,000 jobs will be lost in Florida alone over the next year, mainly because of the space shuttle program being cut. Now, in 2008, the economy in Florida was increased by $4 billion, and it generated more than 40,000 jobs by having the manned space program, specifically the space shuttle. Furthermore, cutting manned space programs could actually increase unemployment rates because of how many people are affected by it and how many people work on it. The area where many launches take place in Florida already has a 12% unemployment rate. This is 2.5% higher than the national average, and it's expected that it will rise to over 15% in the next year, mostly as a result of the space industry contraction. And this is according to NASA Lost in Space from Business Week. Another point I'd like to bring up is the benefits we have in technology from manned space exploration. Now, yes, the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station, one of their major goals is space exploration and furthering the space frontier, but it also benefits our society in a variety of ways that many people may not be aware of. According to CBS, more than 100 documented NASA technologies from the Space Shuttle are now incorporated into the tools you use, the foods you eat, and the biotechnology and medicines used to improve your health. Now, a few examples of this, and these are all from CBS as well, are a rocket fuel that helps launch the Space Shuttle is now being used to destroy landmines. A better balance device that was invented in order to help astronauts who were returning from space to figure out the effects that it had on them is now being used to diagnose and treat patients who are suffering from things such as head injury, stroke, and central nervous system disorders. In addition, light-saving special light technology that was developed for plant growth in the International Space Station is now used to treat brain tumors in children. Also, artificial heart technology that is also used in space shuttle fuel pumps led to the development of a miniature ventricular assistant pump, which has now been successfully planted in over 20 people and is continuing to be developed for medical research. Now, as we can see, none of these discoveries would have been made if it hadn't been for manned space exploration, because they're all technologies that had to do specifically with the space shuttle, which brings humans to outer space. Now, moving on, I'd like to discuss some ways that privatization can happen. Now, when we say privatization, I want to make it very clear that we're saying this should be federally funded in order to maybe one day these could become fully privately owned, but at this point in time, we need federal funding to support things such as the Google X competition, because it creates interest in the field and encourages further funding. According to the Planetary Society, Google Lunar X Prize calls on entrepreneurs, engineers, and visionaries from around the world to return us to the lunar surface and explore this environment for the benefit of all humanity. And that was said by the CEO of X Prize Foundation. So as I was saying, if we can get federally funded programs similar to this, encouraging further space exploration, it's the best way to use our federal money for manned space exploration, which is clearly still a necessity today. Now, my opponents argue that privatization is already in progress, and with that argument, they seem to say since it's already in progress, there's nothing we should do about it. However, just as manned space exploration is in progress, so is privatization. And what we're saying is we need to increase the funding towards the federal funding towards privatization so that it can grow and further our exploration. They also stated that SpaceX causes more harm than good because it needs more than $1 billion. But this is also why we're saying that our federal funds that we're using for manned space exploration should be given to programs such as this. Then we're providing them with some of that money that they need, therefore decreasing any of the potential problems that my opponents were mentioning. They also stated that robots are capable of doing the things that humans can do in space, and therefore humans are no longer a necessity. However, according to Ian Crawford, a senior lecturer in planetary science at Birkbeck College, he states humans bring agility, versatility, and intelligence to exploration in a way that robots cannot. The potential scientific returns are more than sufficient to justify employing astronauts as field scientists on other planets. Vladimir Remick adds that neither computer, nor robot, nor automatic probe can describe the feelings or experience of discovery. Robots are able to analyze and evaluate afterwards, but only according to parameters set by us, people. For all these reasons, I encourage you to agree with the affirmative that federally funded manned space exploration is necessary. Thank you.